somehow I managed to do it. I chose a subject for them, very unusual. It's, so hold on tight, because the subject of this trading cards is the worst or most dangerous neighborhood, or the top of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world, right? That's the subject. So, 2 weeks ago, I started to gather some information about it. I put all the facts in each card, because each card represents one of the neighborhoods, one of the dangerous neighborhoods in the world. So, with the facts, of course. The problem was with the printing, because I didn't find glossy photo paper, so I used made photo paper, and the quality, it's not that I wanted, but the printer did a good job. Alright, so let's start with some of the facts. Okay, good. Now, I combine them. So, I put the country in the top corner. I put the country from where the neighborhood is located, a picture with the neighborhood, a representative picture, the name of the neighborhood, the city where it's located, and some facts below in here. The famous gangs or that are activating or they're active in the area. So we're gonna start with first Scampia in Naples, which is considered one of the slums of Naples, and Scampia, it's the name of the neighborhood, has been Europe's largest drug dealing hotspot for years. Yeah. So-called baby gangs are often young men committing crimes to catch the attention of senior Gomorrah mobster. And Gomorrah, you know what Gomorrah is a mafia clan. It's one of the oldest mafia clans in Italy, and it's located near Naples. Right. Okay. This number here doesn't represent anything. It's the number of the card. Each card has a different number. Doesn't represent any statistic or something. So this was for Italy. Next we have here United States, the country, and the neighborhood or the slum, the ghetto. It's Fishcorn or Fiscorn. Well, Fishcorn, it's in the local language, the nickname. It's in Detroit. Well, Fishcorn, it's one of 8 people can be a victim of a crime. Most incidents or violent crimes occurs between residents, gang members. So there are territorial gang battles there. Many of the young people consider themselves some kind of potential kingpins. That means gang leaders or clan clans leaders, so they fight each other for territory. And here we have the famous gang. It's Welleman 112S gang, Bondia gang, and Weislor gang. I think all the three are rivalry because they are fighting for the same territory. Good. Now let's move. We're gonna move to Jamaica. We have Trenchtown in Kingston, which is the capital of Jamaica, and the Trenchtown, it's a suburb of Kingston. Local gang members are known for gang battles with the police and drive-by shooting. Criminal gangs affiliated with political parties evolved in powerful organized crime networks involved in international drug and smuggling and money laundering. Well, these are the facts that I found about the Trenchtown suburbia or slum in Kingston. And here is an image from that area. Good. Now, Mexico. Here we have two areas in Tijuana, which is the most violent city in Mexico. We have Sanchez Taboada and Camilo Verde. Tijuana was the most violent city in the world in 2016. These are the facts that I found about Tijuana when I searched about Tijuana. So, in 2016 was considered the most dangerous city in the world. In 2018, sorry. Violence among the drug cartels is blamed for the ongoing killing spree. And the war began between the Sinaloa cartel and the newer gang, the Nueva Generación, Jalisco. Gun war over drug trafficking routes through the city and into the United States. And here we have the gangs that are activated: Nueva Generación Jalisco, Sinaloa cartel, and Tijuana cartel in the area. Okay, these are the facts about Camino Verde and Sanchez and Taboada. What we have next, it's Friends, right? And we have the northern districts, which are more neighborhoods in Marseille. It's some areas in Marseille. Here it's a very low life and poverty rations and isolation have strong roots in this area. Okay, and residence poverty leads to some young people becoming involved in trafficking drugs and being recruited by bigger organizations or clans. Drug gangs are now using, this is a very interesting and new approach. Drug gangs are now using GPS trackers to track down their rivals before eliminating them. Here we have two famous groups, Les Peu, Voyons, and French Corsicans Mafia. this is an image from Marseille when police arrested some mafia clans from French Corsican mafia, so mafia clan members. And these are the facts about Northern District in Marseille. Marseille is considered one of the most dangerous cities in Europe. Yeah, good. Now, what we have here? We have India. Yes, India is represented here with Dharavi, but in India we have more like a moderate crime rate and illicit action, because Dharavi has many local mafia groups, very small. The local mafia groups are not organized like classical gangs, and they have influence on small area, mostly local slum area. Dharavi is the biggest slum in Mumbai, and it's the poorest. The poverty there is very, very high. The conflicts are mostly due to the local rivalry and influence spread over local territories. And here we have also some famous gangs, the Pi and the D Company. The company is also, I think, the oldest in the area, because they were starting to act from 1970s. These are the facts for Dharavi. Alright, let's move next. Now we are in Brazil. Felipe Camarão, it's the name of the slum, or of the ghetto, or of the bad neighborhood. And the city is Natal. Natal city has been renowned for bank robbery. So bank robberies, smuggled arms and drugs, organized and deadly jail riots. Here is a mistake. Now I see it. Smuggled arms and drugs and organized deadly jail riots. I put to end here. Oh, that's my mistake, because this is my own text I wrote in here. And Felipe Camarão neighborhood possesses high rates of violent crime, such as murders and robberies. I didn't find any famous local groups, or they are not present there. They're only local robberies or something, so let's put this in a moderate or low crime area. But what attracts me is deadly jail riot. I forgot the okay, oh, this one is historical. We have United States, New York, and it's East Harlem. Well, the facts about East Harlem are Harlem suffers from unemployment rates generally more than twice New York average, as well as high poverty rates. Crime in Harlem is primarily related to illicit activities such as theft, robbery, and drug trafficking and prostitution. The leading cause of death among young black males in Harlem is mostly homicide, and we have here some renowned or famous local gang Crips, Harlem Hunters, and Zulu Nation. Rat Hunters, Crips, and Zulu Nation. And there was another East Harlem, so it's East Harlem mostly because Harlem is a very big neighborhood. It's part of Manhattan region, but these are occurring mostly in East Harlem. These are illicit. Okay, what we have here now? It's Venezuela in the city of Caracas, which is the capital. The slum. It's Petare, and this is the image right from that area. You can see here. These are some sort of favelas, like in Brazil. Some favelas here. Petare is one of the most dangerous and corrupt slums in the suburbs of Caracas. Crime spiked Venezuela during the Hugo Chavez government. Survival, it's the daily challenge for the slum cities and extreme poverty. Without the basic human needs like water or electricity. Murders, kidnappings are very often here. And we have the Vilexis and the Alcoquis as the famous local gangs. I bet they're fighting over the territories and their influence. Good. Now, what we have here? We have also Japan. Japan with Kamagasaki in Osaka. Okay, this is Kamagasaki in Osaka. Kamagasaki is known as the Japan's biggest slum. Kamagasaki is home to 25,000 laborers, a large percentage which are homeless. For decades, this area has been described as a slum with high rates of homeless and crime, and the records of riots amongst day laborers dating back from the 60s. Well, we have here as former gangs, it's a mafia, yakuza, and pososoku. It's the name of one of the local crime gangs. Kamagasaki. Good. Now, next, we return to Mexico. We have Renacimiento in Acapulco. Acapulco was the most violent city in 2000, from 2012 until 2017. In 2020, a statistic report found that Acapulco was the third most violent city in the world. Okay, taxi drivers pay large protection fees to armed gangsters. And the police have eliminated several gangs leaders, but the danger remains for the local residents. Okay, we have some famous gangs here, Sinaloa Cartel, like I think it's spread out throughout all of Mexico, and Los Locos. These were the facts about Renacimiento. Okay, now we have also Russia represented here, because what I found is in Russia we have Kizil, I think it's it's the region. The city, I think it's about the city, Kizil. The city is also known as a criminal hotspot, and the murder rate has been as high as 35 per 100,000 inhabitants. Kizil demonstrates high levels of crimes of all natures, including home robberies, smugglings, carjacking, property vandalism, drug dealing, and assault. Corruption, of course, is very high. There are no famous groups, so there are only local members or illicit. There are no clans there or gangs. Okay, now let's move to the United Kingdom. We have Parkland West in the city of Bradford. The most crimes are in Bradford are violence and sexual offense. There are some territorial gangs wars reported in Parkland West. Drugs, prostitution, and violent crimes are identified as the main types of love breaking in the area of Parkland West. Parkland West. And here we have a famous criminal. It's King McGigan. But in the mid, what I found is that he is sentenced to a life prison. It's in prison for life for some crimes made in 2006 or 2008. But this is the only or the most famous criminal in the area. Okay. Now we're gonna move to Nigeria. In Makoko, Lagos, it's the capital of Nigeria, and Makoko, it's one of the biggest slums in Africa. Makoko is one of the Africa's most unique floating inner city slums, and the houses on water are built from hardwood supported by wood slits driven deep into the waterbed. Due to the poverty levels and lack of basic needs, criminal activities mostly are armed robbery, assaults, and thefts. There are no famous gangs, so everybody's on his own there. These are the facts about Nigeria. Now we're gonna travel to Honduras. And here we have Chamelecon in San Pedro Sula in Honduras. People are killed because of familiar urban problems, drugs, human trafficking, and protection rackets. Chamelecon is a network of gang turfs where residents' survival depends on playing by the gang rules. Gangs charge what residents call a war tax, extorted from the local residents and businesses. And here we have some famous gangs, which are MS-13 and MS-16. And these are the facts about Honduras. Okay, time to move to Colombia. We have the city of Cali, which is after Bogota, or I don't know, it's one of the most dangerous one, the most violent. And Gully. Cartel and gang-related violence traditionally are the most common. Street crime is one of the most frequent forms of delinquency that affects people the most in Casablanca. And we have here the Clan del Golfo as famous gangs and Sinaloa cartel. Okay, let's choose another one. We have here Puerto Rico, La Perla in San Juan. San Juan is the city, La Perla it's the name of the neighborhood. So in Puerto Rico, the community was once considered the island's biggest distribution point for heroin. And gang-based, they were receiving large shipments of South American narcotics and distributed them across the island. Violence and property crimes have increased due to the part of dealers trying to keep their drug business afloat. We have the Nieta, which is famous gang, and Los Tiburones and Bacalao. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, I made Petari 2 times. So next is United Kingdom with Cleveland in Yorkshire. Yorkshire is the city and Cleveland it's the neighborhood. According to the Office for National Statistics, the force are experience more crimes involving bladed and sharp weapons in this neighborhood. No gunfights. They're only using knives for stabbing. The people that carry knives quite often are well versed in carrying them. There are no famous guns. So these are some interesting facts about Cleveland in Yorkshire. Okay, let's move to Italy again, now in Catania, which is a city in Sicily, and we have the Librino area. The Sicilian Mafia is a renowned criminal organization. They are also well known as the Cosa Nostra. The Sicilian Mafia is made up of a coalition of criminal organizations called families or clans in which engage in smuggling, gambling, and extorting money from the local small merchants and businesses as a measure of protection. We saw this also in Honduras. And we have the mafia clans, the only one in Catania because it's essentially is Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra. Good. Now it's time to move next. We are in United States again, and we're gonna move to the most violent city in United States. It's Baltimore, and we have the Middle East zone, or East Baltimore. is marked as the first most criminal city in the United States. Crimes in the Middle East neighborhood is morally linked to social inequalities, gang wars, and drug trafficking. Level of crime, violence is linked with low incomes, house prices, and low graduation rates far below Maryland average. We have here some local gangs like the Crudy Boys, the Sureños, and the Bloods Gang and the MS-13. Okay, now next in our list, or not in our list, next card is Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea. Rascal gangs are operating in the Port Moresby as loose groups of poor young men, involved primarily in vandalism, intimidation, mortal protection, and petty theft. The carjacking is common in areas of Port Moresby. Criminals might use roadblocks outside of towns to stop and loot vehicles and attack people inside. There are no famous gangs, so they are acting on their own. We now move to Cape Town in South Africa, and we have the Cape Flats neighborhood or district, densely populated blocks with many gangs, high rate of unemployment, high levels of gang activity. Violent Islamist movements have emerged from Cape Flats area. South African National Defence Force had to be deployed to the gang-ridden areas. We have here some famous gangs: Fancy Boys, Dixie Boys, and the Hard Livings. Facts again, facts and facts. And the last one is in United States. Peabody Tourist Web in St. Louis. Peabody Tourist Web. I here made a mistake because I forgot to write this with white, and there is not enough contrast to see it. Maybe. St. Louis has one of the highest crime rates in America compared to all communities of all size. Life is cheap in Peabody Tourist Web. Poverty is high in this neighborhood. Gangs are spreading their influence over this hood. Often local residents become collateral victims between criminal group conflicts. We have here many famous gangs: the Crips, the local NFL, Black Guerrillas family, and Chukos. So these were all the cards that I made. There 24 in number, and I made a mistake because Petare I made it 2 times with a different number, so there are 23 in total. And this this is my first experiment creating my own trading cards. Well, next time I think I will repeat this with a different subject, of course. But I will try to look and use a better cardboard or paper, photo paper, not made paper. So I'm quite a little proud of myself because it's the first time when I try to make my own trading cards, and I managed to do it somehow. This will be better if they had, or I can maybe next time or in the future use a plastic envelope for them to make like deck cards. Deck cards. Yes, I can emulate them. I hope you like this video. And please, now it's time to subscribe if you aren't. Because I put a lot of effort, weeks of working, gathering, finding, searching information, and then searching for